The speaking section of the IELTS test is probably the section that many students find the most difficult to practice for. For the other sections of the test, you can do a lot on your own at home. But for the speaking, ideally you want to have a speaking partner and even someone who can give you feedback on your speaking skills. However, if you can't find a speaking partner or get a tutor, there are still plenty of options for you. The first thing you could do is find lots of sample questions. You can find sample questions in these videos, or alternatively, there are hundreds of IELTS questions on the internet or in books such as the Cambridge IELTS series. Once you've got lots of sample questions, you can begin trying to answer them. You can read them, then answer them out loud as quickly as you can with direct and simple answers, usually with the two-sentence structure I explained in an earlier video. Obviously, there's a weakness in this type of practice as you are reading the questions and not listening to them. But doing this is certainly better than doing nothing. Another problem is that you're not getting any feedback. But there is a way around this. When you're answering the questions, you can record yourself. When you finish the questions you chose, you can listen to the recording. As you listen, you should make sure your answers are direct, clear, and simple. As you listen back, you can even hear mistakes you made, as you'll have time to think more about the answers you gave. Now you can have a think about how you can make your answers better and give it another go. Repeating the process until you're happy with your answers. This is not as effective as having a tutor giving you feedback and advice on how to improve, but you will be surprised by how much feedback you can give yourself after you analyze your recorded answers. It's really important that you feel comfortable in a two-way conversation with someone in English before you go into the exam. And that practice method can't really help you much with that. The style of part 1 is just like someone getting to know you as a person, similar to when you meet someone for the first time. Apart from the fact it is just the other person asking questions and not you. A really great and more natural way to prepare for this is by meeting and getting to know native speakers of English. This may be quite difficult depending on your location and how confident you are speaking to people you've never met before. But if you can find this kind of opportunity, then you really should grab it with both hands when you do. You will get used to the way native speakers ask questions, their tone of voice, rhythm of speech, and the type of spoken vocabulary they use. You can ask them questions and listen to the way they answer. Most importantly, it is often quite fun, and you're learning things without even knowing it. This can be better than sitting in a room on your own and forcing yourself to study and learn something. If you can't find people to talk to in real life, then there is always the internet. Language exchange websites are quite useful. such as conversationexchange.com, where you can find someone who speaks English as their first language and wants to learn your native language. Once you find someone on this website or similar ones, you can set up a time to chat online. Some of the conversation time can be reserved for English and some in your native language. This kind of practice is great for part 1, as you'll be using English to get to know each other. Very similar to part 1 of the test. It can also be fun and interesting to get to know people from different places. It is so important that you practice as much as you can before the test. There is no way your speaking can improve much by just reading or listening to advice and techniques for the test. You must speak and not be scared of speaking with mistakes. Mistakes are what help us learn. The more you speak, the more confident you will become, and skills that are needed for the test will improve. Practice should be as regular as possible. Try to make it part of your daily routine. If it becomes your habit to speak a bit every day, you should notice a quick improvement. There is no need to spend hours practicing every day, or a whole day of constant practice. But practicing in short, bite-sized chunks regularly can help your speech become much more fluent and natural. Most importantly, with your practice, you must keep going, even if you feel like you're not improving. Sometimes progress is slow and difficult to notice. Recording yourself can help with this. Keeping old recordings of yourself practicing and then listening to it a month or 2 later can really show you improvements that you don't notice happening from day to day. Thanks for watching. If you found the video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss any future videos.